It goes by Dublin Lake or Dublin Pond. Nestled along Route 101, it's popular with swimmers and boaters and fishermen. On a clear day, you can see hikers on the summit of Mount Monadnock or a loon floating on the surface. And some days, another type of water creature. Scuba divers.
It's a very good lake because if we need to be able to get depth fairly quickly, we can. The slope runs the shoreline about 10 minutes each way, and it's very easy to be able to dive.
David Coyle runs DC Aquatic Specialties in Merrimack. They offer anything from swim lessons to a series of scuba classes.
I think there's an illusion that there's not a lot to see here. We do have a lot to offer in New Hampshire for people to be able to see.
One of his favorite spots to dive with students is Dublin Lake. It's perfect for practicing underwater skills and seeing wildlife.
The bass are always a big hit. The bass are very friendly. They will dive with you.
On this day, David and his team are letting me suit up for a dive. I wanted to explore a couple of lake legends I heard about. Stories of an alien in the water and something known as the Dublin Lake Monster. It's a tale that started in the 1980s.
Some divers that wanted to go and see the deepest part of the lake. And they had a rope, but then they got to the end of the rope and then the diver went down deeper and then they lost him. And then 2 days later, they found him walking through the woods naked and mumbling about the Dublin Monster.
It's never been seen down there. Neither has the Dublin Lake alien, which, as legend has it,
a spaceship had crashed into the deepest part of the lake, and then it came out of the spaceship and turned into a rock.
Have you ever seen signs of either one on the bottom of the lake?
No, I haven't.
So we're about to go into Dublin Lake. Hopefully the water temperature is a little better than April and March. It's supposedly warming up, and we might see the lake monster. Stay tuned.
We did find plenty of friendly fish down here, hoops to practice scuba buoyancy. There's also a plaque to honor the scuba shop's former owner. Nearby, there was also a large rock formation, perhaps my best bet to find something. While documenting strange visitors down here may be difficult, turns out Dublin Lake has a long history of well-known visitors.
We're looking at old photos of different homes that were built in around Dublin Lake, especially from 1880 to early 1900s.
I met up with Celeste Snitko and Nancy Campbell from the Dublin Historical Society here at the town archives. Around the year 1880, many wealthy people from cities like Boston and New York started to build summer homes around Dublin Lake.
And the people that lived around the lake were artists, musicians, authors.
Famous artist Abbott Thayer, pictured in the back, lived here in a very basic home.
They lived in a house that had no plumbing, no heating system, and then they slept outside in sleeping huts.
Other homes were far more elaborate. Thomas Wentworth Higginson, a well-known abolitionist and preacher, summered here for years.
And he built a home called Glimpsewood and in 1890 and came here for the next 20 summers.
There was also Loon Point, a residence built by the Smith family that became a social hub.
This was the gardens around it, a very beautiful property, and the home was torn down in 1999.
In its heyday, this property attracted artists and celebrity visitors. Instead of signing a guest book, they signed a bench at the house, including famed flyer Amelia Earhart.
Some of the people that were there and have signed the bench are General Pershing. Mark Twain was here in Dublin in 1905 and 1906 for 2 summers.
Do we have any idea what he wrote while he was here?
No.
Many of the old summer cottages still exist today, part of what is known as the Dublin Lake Historic District. They're often hidden by trees and hard to see, but still a short distance from the same waters where we were searching for answers to a mystery. After about 30 minutes underwater, we wrapped up our search for the Dublin Lake Monster.
We went in with the intention of finding the lake monster. We did see some strange stuff down there, but no monsters.
But we did find a beautiful spot to enjoy New Hampshire's natural beauty. And if you're ready to try scuba diving, you can see even more of what the state has to offer.
There is something about being underwater. It's quiet. You can let go of life for a little while, get underneath and enjoy yourself, and let some of that other stuff that people are worried about, let that go and join that hour that we're in the water in serenity.